Hello, ladies, gentlemen. You probably see the title, and yeah, I am disappointed by it. For about the past year or so, since April 2016, I've been posting on a racing website called Track Form. I had already been looking at it before, before becoming a member, and I thought it'd be kind of interesting to join, so I joined, and I would say everything was going fine. Well, I thought of something that I could do that'd be fairly interesting this year, like would be basically having a thread where like I would have like a biography of the various IndyCar drivers who were born on a particular day, and I mean I'd say it was going pretty well. I liked how it went. I mean it had plenty of people watching it and like viewing it and everything, and like oh, and there was, and I admit I occasionally made mistakes, and generally, if corrected, I would try to fix them. Now, over the past couple days, and really even a couple months ago, like I started getting into arguments with people. Like I one time had an issue with a person who says they're a historian, and I admit I looked up this person, and I don't think they're. I think they know what they're talking about, but in this case, like they usually know what they're talking about, but in this case, I just don't think that he was right. Like he was saying that Formula One didn't start in 1950. Like I referred to a person basically as being Ferrari's first winner in Formula One during the first season, which was 1950. That's what the FIA says and what most resources said. And, well, this person wanted to keep arguing with me over it, and a couple other people joined them. Well, about a month later, I was I I said that a driver who was born in England was British. Now, admittingly, this person also lived a fair amount of their life in America, and well, some of these same people didn't like me calling the person British, which I admit I didn't really get, and I mean everything after that thing started to go pretty much fine, I would say, and like continued to go back to normal. Well, a few days ago, I posted the wrong picture of a car. Like basically it was the same number, and it admittingly looked fairly similar. And a person tried to correct me, and I said, "Well, I think you're wrong because it's the same number." And then somebody else pointed out that it was in fact a different car, and as a result, I changed it and simply put, well, these people then started arguing with me, saying that I was difficult to work with. Some started calling me, like basically questioning my intelligence on racing history, and well, frankly, like they also basically said that that was too combative, too hard to get along with. And I admit I would respond to them because personally, I think if they were going to insult me like that, I had the right to, I mean, basically defend myself. Well, one of these people was a had, I mean this one person who went under the username Lotus powered by Ford. I do know the person's real name, but even though what kind of happened, I don't feel it would be appropriate for me to mention the person's real name. Basically, like we I'd say got along pretty well in the past. I mean, he'd correct me, and I'd say all right. And I mean, when I noticed it was his birthday, because I had a birthday thread here, and I said, "Well, happy birthday! I know you're not a driver." And he liked it. I mean, I'd say everything went fine. I mean, but over the past few days, he all of a sudden became just fierce critic of me, like criticizing me for various things. And like I said, I mean, I would respond. Well, today, or like earlier today, he said that I was using one of his pictures, and he demanded it be taken down. And well, first I pointed out to him that any picture on the thread would be fair use, and then he did point out that any that the rules of the website said that the intellectual property was with the person, like whoever owns it, and like if they wanted it to be taken down, it was their right. Okay, well, just the thing was, he never said what picture it was. He never, he didn't, I mean, let alone say anything about if he owned it or not. And I mean, if he had even said the picture, I would have said, "All right, fine, I don't take it down." I mean, I think personally it was personally I don't think it was a very good thing to do, but I don't know, maybe not a bad thing to do, but it just I would have just taken it down to, I guess, avoid an issue, but he never even said what it was. Well, then, not too long after 8 o'clock, I went on to the thread, and basically the person who's like the top administrator of the website basically said, take them down now. Like, I believe that's almost, if not exactly what they said. And I went to basically type a reply to this, and like I just to say, look, I don't know what picture is in question here. If you tell me what picture, if I'd be more than happy to take it down. I mean, but of course, when I clicked, reply with quote, which basically you get to quote whatever post you're on and then type a reply to it. Like when I did that, like I wasn't able to do anything. Like basically, so I went back to the main page, and the section of the form that the thread had been on, like you can see what the most recent post is, like who posted it, the name of it, etc. And in all likelihood, since it only been a few minutes earlier, it would have been this birthday thread. Well, a completely different thread was listed there. In fact, it was a much earlier time, so I click the form section and go there, and well, I see that my birthday thread's been moved, and I click on it, and I'm told I don't even have access to it, and access to see this thread. And well, then I kind of went back to the main form, and well, I discovered, like, I was gonna maybe message the administrator or the person who'd been a critic of mine, and basically say, hey, nobody told me what picture was in question here. Nobody showed me proof that that this person owned a picture, and I mean, nobody even warned me that that the thread would be moved. I mean, literally, it just came out of nowhere. And well, then I discovered I couldn't even send messages. I mean, I can't reply to any thread. I then logged out to see how, because like if I look at threads that I post on, it would say what my status is, like on posts I had. Well, it listed everything as being normal. Well, then I would click it, like log back in, and of course I couldn't do anything, and essentially my account's in limbo now, and I mean it's disappointing. I've seen some people where they get like removed for like a day or something, and they're back. I don't know if that'll happen to me. I don't know if this is permanent or what. Literally, I got no warning. I wasn't told what like the picture was in question. What if this person even owned it? Literally, I was blindsided basically. And of course, even if I come back, which again I have no clue if I will or not. I can tell you, when I was talking to somebody earlier about this, they said, "Well, why don't you just create a new account and post under that?" Well, I just don't think that'd be the right thing to do. To me, something just doesn't seem right about that, and well, I'm not going to do that. And if I guess if I don't post there again, well, I guess I don't post there again. But even if I come back, this birthday thread I've been working on, for literally all year. I've put over 8 months work into it. It's gone. Literally over 8 months of my life, like hard work that I did, gone. And personally, I don't know. I really hope this isn't the case, but part of me just thinks that that like the top administrator, who's obviously been at the website for much longer than I have, basically took the side of another person, like this Lotus Powered by Ford person, who, again, like I said, I know who they are, I know their name and everything, but I don't, feel it'd be appropriate to mention it here. But I think I really hope it isn't the case, but I just, part of me thinks that this administrator, he basically sided with the person who'd been there for a long time, like the Lotus person. He basically has been there since like 2007 or 2 or something like that. I think 2002. And I mean, nobody asked for my side of the story. I wasn't allowed to say anything, and I mean, I'm just disappointed, really. In a lot of ways, it's. I mean, obviously, based on my channel, I really like racing, obviously, and it's just very disheartening to for this to happen on a racing website. Hopefully, there can be a resolution to this. To be perfectly frank, I don't know how hopeful I am, but it's disappointing. Simply put, it's sad. It's not like I was just waiting to, I woke up one day thinking, I'm gonna go argue with these people, or I'm going to steal this guy's image. If he just said what the image was, I would have removed it, simply put. Well, thanks everyone.